Hello and welcome to Katharine's Q&A. This is a YouTube series where you get to ask an author pretty much anything. Now, to give you a little bit about myself, I have been an indie author since 2016. That was the year that I published Asara's Claws. And since then, and actually even before then, years before then, I had started my journey on what I needed to do and how to accomplish my dreams to become an author. And so right now I just wanted to share with you what I've learned over the years and chat with you about whatever it is you want to know. So this series is going to be styled in a Q&A fashion. Be happy to talk to you about anything pertaining to the indie publishing, marketing. I mean, once you get your work, what do you do with it? How do you get it to your readers? If you have writing tips or tricks you want to ask, I can try to bestow upon you what knowledge I have. And if you simply just want to nerd out about fantasy or mythology or learn a little bit about myself, about my hobbies and interests, ask and I'm here to answer. So why would this interest you? Well, maybe you have dreams of becoming an author. Maybe you want to start getting into writing but need a little motivation or encouragement. You could be someone who actually has a whole book written, sitting away, on a thumb drive somewhere and just don't really know now how to take all your beautiful language and words and put them into a format that people can now read, be it paperback or e-reader or even audio. I have now dabbled in all three, so this is kind of a fun journey for me. And again, if you want to nerd out, I love talking about anything about fantasy. I mean, can we talk about The Witcher? But getting back to the point, if you are a person who has a question for me, you can let me know in the listing of options down below this video. And one day you'll probably see me answering your questions to the best of my abilities. Now, I will admit I am no expert. I don't really know or can actually believe that anybody is an expert when it comes to publishing, because technology is changing so fast. People's interest, readers' interest, ebb and flow. You yourself might have your own thoughts one way one year, and then all of a sudden you realize that your dreams or your what interests you have become more niche or even expanded into other facets. So it's kind of hard to kind of capture it all and finally say with confidence that you know everything. But I will be happy to tell you anything that I've learned along the way, good, bad, or the ugly, and there have been some ugly. Okay, so today, while I still have a little time, I'm going to try to keep these to around the 5-minute mark to the best of my ability. I'm going to field one question. Let's see. Okay, Laura asked, what got me into writing in the first place? Okay, well, I don't know if anything, I don't know if I can say that something inspired me to be a writer. I feel like ever since I was little, as long as I can remember, I created and developed characters, plots, stories, from my earliest age. Many of these started from my imaginary play with my sister being that young. And over the years, that kind of storytelling ability, I actually prefer the term story weaver for myself, but that's a topic for another time. All these earlier stories and characters kind of manifested and inspired me, and over the years, I guess you could say, it transformed into short stories with the dreams that one day I would be able to be a full-time author, publishing my works, sharing stories from some of the characters from my childhood. But it did take me many years, a lot of tears, trying to figure out how to take these concepts and then get to the point where I could publish them and have them ready in any kind of respectable form for readership. And over the years, and actually an initial series, I finally have now returned to some of the earliest characters and their backstories in some of my new works. But yeah, I guess going back to the point, I don't know if there was ever a moment that I thought, hey, I want to be a writer. I feel like that concept was just ingrained and I always was going to be a writer. I don't think it was a choice. It was just going to happen. But okay, so I guess that's a little bit of an example of a question answer. And check in next week and we'll see what other questions have come my way. Look forward to talking to you soon.